Punisher. Frank Castle wasn't born a vigilante, he was made into one. A decorated Marine with a spotless service record, Frank returned home hoping for peace with his wife and kids. Instead, a mob hit gone wrong in Central Park left his entire family dead, and the justice system failed to hold anyone accountable. So Frank took justice into his own hands. He became the Punisher, armed to the teeth, ruthless, and terrifyingly efficient. He doesn't arrest criminals, he ends them. What makes him so compelling isn't just the violence, it's the quiet tragedy of a man who couldn't save what mattered most, so he makes sure no one else has to lose like he did. Spawn. Al Simmons was a government assassin who started asking the wrong questions. When he tried to leave the job, they had him killed. He woke up in hell and made a deal to see his wife again, only to return to Earth 5 years later as a burned, demonic anti-hero known as Spawn. Now stuck in a body powered by necroplasm and bound to Hell's army, Al rejects both heaven and hell. He wages war on the corrupt forces of Earth while haunted by everything he's lost. His mission isn't redemption, it's revenge, twisted with the hope of becoming something better than the monster he's become. Rorschach. Kovac grew up in abuse, poverty, and neglect. Somewhere in that trauma, he decided the world was broken, and someone had to be the line between good and evil. So he became Rorschach, a masked vigilante with a black and white moral code and zero tolerance for compromise. He's not charming, he's not polite, but he's honest. Brutally so. When others look away, Rorschach stares into the abyss and dares it to blink. What makes him an unforgettable anti-hero is that he doesn't just see the cracks in society, he refuses to pretend they're not there, even when it costs him everything. Revy. Revy grew up in the worst parts of New York, abused, abandoned, and constantly fighting to survive. By the time she picked up her first gun, the world had already made her cold. Now she works in the lawless port city of Roanapur, running jobs with the Lagoon Company and solving problems with twin pistols. Revy's anger is volcanic, her mouth is foul, and her aim is perfect. But behind all that is someone who never got to be vulnerable, so she armored up and never looked back. Her story isn't about redemption. It's about someone who's just trying to make it through the day without completely falling apart. Light Yagami. Light Yagami had it all. Intelligence, charisma, and a bright future. Then he found the Death Note, a notebook that lets him kill anyone by writing their name. His first targets were criminals. His next, anyone who opposed him. What makes Light terrifying isn't the power. It's how quickly he rationalizes its use. He believes he's creating a better world, but his version of justice spirals into God-complex tyranny, complete with manipulation, deception, and murder. He's not just a cautionary tale, he's a mirror to anyone who's ever thought, I could fix things, if I had the power. V. V was a test subject in a government experiment, burned, tortured, and left for dead. He survived, escaped, and became the masked revolutionary symbol we know today. V doesn't just fight for revenge, he fights to wake people up, to pull them out of their fear and complacency. He quotes Shakespeare, blows up buildings, and believes that ideas are bulletproof. But behind the mask is a man who lost everything: identity, freedom, even his name. He's not a leader. He's a spark, one that hopes someone else will carry the fire forward. Grendel. Grendel isn't just a monster. He's a thinker. A creature who watches humanity from the outside, wondering why they hate him when he only wanted to understand them. Rejected by both men and his own kind, Grendel embraces the role of the villain because, well, that's the only role he was ever offered. His violence isn't mindless, it's reactionary. He lashes out because he sees the cruelty, the hypocrisy, the lies in the stories humans tell. Grendel's not here to be liked. He's here to remind us that monsters are often made, not born. Wolverine. Logan isn't a hero, he's a survivor. Weaponized, experimented on, and forced to outlive everyone he's ever cared about, Wolverine carries more pain than he lets on. He drinks, he fights, and he keeps people at arm's length because getting close just means losing them later. But his rage isn't random, it's armor. When push comes to shove, he'll bleed for people who can't defend themselves. Not because he believes in justice, but because he remembers what it's like to be powerless. And nothing makes him angrier than seeing it happen again. So yeah, Turns out anti-heroes come in all forms. Demons, mutants, mercenaries, hedgehogs with attitude. They're complicated, messy, but that's what makes them real. Sometimes you don't need a cape, you just need a reason. Well, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe and like the video. I'll see you all next time.